This entire week, this small town in Wisconsin becomes the busiest air traffic control tower in the world. That and much more as we count down the top 10 things you may have missed if you're not here in Oshkosh. Welcome to AirVenture 2025. Number 10 on our list is helicopter rides. Even as you are driving into the show, you hear the buzz of helicopters in the sky. You can actually get a ride in this helicopter, and this is a fantastic way to see the entire show. These helicopters take off from Pioneer Field, which is in the northwest corner of the airfield, on its own special grass runway, beautifully situated. And as you take off, you fly over the parking lot and you see the enormous number of cars parked, giving you an instant idea of how many people there are. As the helicopter turns and makes its way towards the camping area, which we call as Camp Shoulder, everything from big size RVs, the coaches, the motorhomes, all the way down to tents and everything in the middle. It is such a sight to see rows and rows of camping. The helicopter then makes its way towards the airport. As the runways come into picture, you see these airplanes lined up, thousands that are here for the show, and you get a beautiful view of Lake Winnebago in the background. Did you know that there were 10,000 plus airplanes making it to the show and over 600,000 attendees, 15,000 campers? You can see everything from the helicopter ride. If you missed it this year, make sure to catch it next year.
Number 9 is KidVenture. If you have not been to Oshkosh or not been to KidVenture and you are a family with small kids, kids of all ages, this is a must-see. First reason is because there is now free youth admission to the entire show, including KidVenture, so you've definitely got to go. And this is located under a big welcoming arch at the Pioneer Airport, where the helicopter rides take place on the grass runway, and there are families and kids of all ages everywhere waiting in line to do all number of hands-on activities. You can see things like how airplanes fly and how they are built, things like airplane cutaways, full airplanes you can climb in and out of, engine cutaways so kids can learn a little bit about how airplane engines operate. All kinds of exhibit airplanes all throughout KidVenture. Model building stations. So one of the most popular hands-on activities there is allowing kids to do things like build part of a wing, glue things together, see how airplanes are actually built hands-on. You can start flying simulators, and you can try your hand at remote control aircraft flying. They have outdoor pads where you can try RC airplanes, drones, string-operated airplanes, anything you'd like to try there. One of the other popular activities, there's a space segment where you can climb into a space capsule and get an introduction on how spaceflight and rocket works. That is also great for kids of all ages. And you can come away with a bag full of takeaways, goodies, freebies, and if that's not enough for the kids, there are kid-sized t-shirts, hats, sunglasses in the merchandise tent, as well as food trucks.
Number 8 on our list is gliders. In an earlier episode of Aviation Intrigue, we talked to you about how gliders, these amazing machines, can fly for hours and hundreds of miles without a single engine. But did you know that the United States Air Force Academy uses gliders to train their cadets? In fact, some of the primary training begins with gliders as they graduate into faster and more sophisticated fighter jets and transport aircraft. At the EAA AirVenture 2025, U.S. Air Force Academy was there to do demonstrations with a glider on 2 days, Tuesdays and Saturdays. Of particular interest and particular pride to us is the tow plane that was used, a Piper Pawnee, belonged to our gliding club in Wisconsin Soaring Society in Hartford, Wisconsin. Many members of our club were there to support and watch this amazing demonstration. Of course, unlike an F-16 or an F-35, a glider makes no noise, so it was a very different experience for the whole crowd. If you missed it this year, make sure you put it on your to-do list.
Number 7, exhibits and vendors, which cover the grounds at AirVenture with thousands of things to look at, things to buy, some things we could never afford, but this is a time and place where you can go up close and look at everything that's out there in aviation. This is also the place where manufacturers reveal their latest and greatest products and solutions, and companies are lining up every year to be a part of the show. We saw everything on display from recreational, personal to utility aircraft, business aircraft. My favorite exhibit includes firefighting float planes and the crop dusters. You can go up and literally touch these and sometimes climb into these aircraft, and this is the only time you can do this. You can actually talk to the pilots who fly these aircraft, and these are of such a great variety that it will take you sometimes more than one day to see everything. In between all the exhibitor tents, there are 4 really large exhibit hangars that house hundreds more organizations and companies. There are 4 exhibit hangars, and there are vendors selling everything from watches to pilot supplies, sunglasses, aircraft storage units, supplies for aircrafts of all types. And there is a corner of one exhibit hangar that exhibits the federal agencies like the National Transportation Safety Board. So you can go meet people from the NTSB, go to seminars, and visit all the federal agencies that are there. Also, we can't forget that there are schools and colleges along with nonprofit organizations like Freedom Aviation Network. We interviewed one of their principals on a previous episode, and nonprofit organizations are scattered all across the grounds. And this is the only time and place where you can actually climb into things like a Boeing 747, a large military transport aircraft, and everything from personal aircraft to small business jets like the Cirrus Vision Jet, the Beechcraft King Air. Those are popular models that are always on display every year. And this is a one time and place where you can literally go up and ask about them.
Number 6 on our list are electric airplanes. Gasoline-powered airplanes have dominated aviation for a number of years, and it is good to see electrically operated airplanes are starting to make a good presence in the aviation industry. There are 2 particular aircraft companies that caught our attention, both prominently displayed at the Oshkosh show. The first one is Joby, which is an aircraft. They call it the Joby Air Taxi. It looks like a quadcopter, a big giant drone. That's what it looks like. And according to the manufacturer, it is capable of 150-mile range at 200 miles an hour operating speed. And it can carry 4 passengers plus the pilot, which is pretty decent. And it's a very sleek design and very futuristic, and got tons of attention from a lot of onlookers taking photos and videos. Whether they were ever going to buy it, that's a different story. The second manufacturer that caught our attention is Beta Aircraft. These aircraft looked very different, that they meant to be carrying more cargo and therefore were a little bit more bulky design. And Beta had 2 aircraft designs. They are capable of 300 plus mile range and a little faster on the speed, again carrying 5 passengers. And according to the manufacturer, the energy costs are 80 to 85% lower than other typical vehicles, especially flying vehicles. And both these Beta aircraft have what we call as a pusher type propeller, which is a propeller that is facing backwards, essentially propelling the aircraft forward. And they also have a quad lifting device on the wings, enabling them to take off vertically and land vertically like a helicopter. So a little bit of a hybrid between a fixed wing and a helicopter. There were a number of other smaller vendors with electrical operated aircraft, and I'm sure in the future we're going to see more electric aircraft that are becoming more and more practical in the aviation industry.
There's a great honorable mention on our list, and that is the night air show at AirVenture. So if you're able to stay late on Wednesday or Saturday, it's a great air show. They've also added in recent years the very, very popular drone light show. And if you've never seen one, these are absolutely amazing. And that has become a super, super popular feature. And so twice a week, they have added on the night air show. And that's something that you also do not want to miss. So out of our top 10 things that you should not have missed at Oshkosh, we've gone from 10 to 6, and tune in next time to find out the rest of the top of the list, 5 counting down to number 1. Join us next time on Aviation Intrigue.